Mr. Raul Reyes, my mayor. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Raul Reyes, County Treasurer, for the record. It feels so good to have a voice. This morning, Your Honor, I have two items. I have the presentation of bills and disbursements for the period of May 5th, 2023 through May 18th, 2023, and also the monthly report as well for the month of April. For this period, we have ready to be released 330 checks. That represents the payment of 587 invoices, and that disbursement total is $1,140,404.08. We also have 132 electronic fund transfers, Judge and Commissioners. That represents the payment of 443 invoices, and that disbursement amount is $2,188,316.51. Payments released as per general order prior to today's meeting, we had 74 checks representing the payment of 356 invoices. That disbursement total was $156,237.26. And we had no electronic fund transfers within this period. I don't know if you have any questions regarding any of the
I
bills.
do, Judge, if I may.
Yes, sir.
I think we've had some problems with payrolls for the election, I guess, part-timers or something.
Yes.
Yes,
So
and I was
spoke to
gonna address that under the payroll section.
I'm sorry?
I was gonna address that under
you're- okay,
our
next.
payroll
All right, very
section,
good.
yes.
Continuing item?
With this, I need action to go ahead and approve the bills and disbursements so we can go ahead and
moved.
release those payments.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item for consideration and approval is the payment ratifications. We did release 167 checks totaling $96,597.47. That represents the payment of 268 invoices. One of those, another invoice separately was paid through an electronic fund transfer, and that represented a payment of $24,505.34. We had 6 requests by departments, and of course, we had 161 tax refunds that were released, and 1 forfeiture fund. In the next slide, Judge and Commissioners, you'll see there the requests and why they were released prior to today's meeting and need to be ratified this morning.
Motion to ratify.
Second.
What is the payment ratifications? Motion second. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Yes, in terms of our payroll disbursements and liabilities, Judge and Commissioners, for the pay period of April 21st, 2023 through May 4th, 2023, the total payroll disbursement was $4,445,465.28. As mentioned, Commissioner Galo, there was a special payroll run, and that contributed to 10 employees in the elections office not being paid. That disbursement total with the county contribution, payroll deductions, and net wages was $9,889.32.
My question was, this is not the first time.
No.
This is the election office, the personnel, office personnel, or the?
No, this is the election workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, it's happened more than once. More than
Yes.
Twice, I think. So is there something we need to take care of, something we need to keep an eye on? Be prepared for the next time so we don't have this, I mean, how do we avoid this in the future, I guess?
I want to be very respectful, Commissioner, with my response.
Okay. How about being
and-
truthful?
And,
Blunt.
you know, to be quite honest with you, I feel that the payroll function is an accounting function of county government. And since it's transferred over to the HR department, we've seen many instances, not just this year alone, but in previous years, where there have been multiple payroll runs. And that can only be attributed by the lack of supervision when it comes to ensuring that the payroll function in itself gets properly done. Because there are a lot of issues after the fact. It's not just about doing a special payroll run. It is about employees not getting paid, identifying that after the fact, these are employees that are noticing that they don't have a direct deposit in their account, and that's when the issue comes up, one. And then two, not to mention all of the amendments that we have to do with the 941 reportings and the taxes being paid and the amendments that need to be processed to the IRS. And that, all of that is done electronically. So there's different contributing factors. I know for once, it's concerning to me because as one of my constitutional statutory duties is to not only disburse but collect these, funds. So when we had the issue, and I hate to bring this up in court, but when we had the issue of those overpayments, I found it very unfair that I had to be the one sending out notices to these overpaid employees, citing constitutional language and pretty much telling them you have to pay me back when it was not an error from our office. So there's many factors that I would gladly speak to you in private if you like.
Well, I can understand that, but like saying, are you saying, can you give down to, is it a submittal problem? Is it a just drop the ball problem? I mean, is there something that you can see that we can do in the future to steps that we can prevent this?
Yes, y'all can perhaps consider giving it back to my office where it belongs, and that will ensure you that the right processes are being, taken. Because I guarantee you, and history will show, historical data, that when the treasurer's office had it, we didn't have any of these issues because there was a lot of checks and balances and a lot of direct supervision coming from the top.
Okay, remind me, I think when you took office, we transferred like 4 people.
Y'all took it before I took office.
Or just before you took office? We transferred like 4 people to HR?
It was about
Why?
3.
I don't remember. I mean,
Two
two people? Well, I remember.
Yes.
It was a number that we did. And to do payroll in HR, and HR didn't do payroll before?
No.
And what was our logic?
So this was transferred before he took office?
No, I know, but I'm saying, I'm trying to remember our logic, why we did that at the time.
The logic was, and I am so sorry that, I have to discuss this in open court. The logic
the only way it
was,
gets fixed.
the logic was at the time, my predecessor was in a position where the less she had to do, the better it was for her as she was transitioning out towards retirement. So she didn't object to anything moving out of the treasurer's office.
Yeah, but I understand that part. I'm just saying, why would we move it to HR?
I'm not certain. I
Mr.
wasn't
Fajardo,
part of the
were you
discussion.
in HR already at that time, or no?
Yes, he was.
All right.
Yes, sir. Even when I was interviewed for
Your name
this
for the record?
position,
Your
when I
name
wa-
for the record, sir.
Ernesto Guajardo for the record. When I was interviewed for this position, that's one of the questions that they asked me, that the commissioners asked me, saying if I would take over the HR function and if I had.
Payroll function.
Yes, payroll function. And I said, of course, I had that in the past. But again, it's a process on the payroll, sir, because what happens when the election workers hand in their timesheets, it goes to us, then it goes to auditors. okay? And their problem was that it took too long to auditors, you know.
I can understand that part. I know it always kind of bogs down at the auditors because they're brand new people. They have to check, make sure all of the information is correct. I guess very simply, let me ask you, you know, because I always thought it was kind of weird that we have, you know, you make a presentation or Treasury makes a presentation, then you make almost the same presentation, you know?
Yes, sir.
Because it's kind of duplicate. So do we need that duplicate function? Okay, so I guess we need to address it in this year's budget?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
very good.
Thank you,
One
Mr.
one
Ojeda.
thing, sir, I had two people transfer from payroll. There were four in payroll. Okay, so I assigned one from HR to help payroll.
I remember
We're
that.
up to three.
Thank you, Mr. Fajardo.
welcome.
Mr. Reyes, you may proceed.
Okay, thank you.
And with respects to the liability disbursements of that special payroll, the amount is indicated there. I don't know if you have any further questions for me, Judge and Commissioners.
Any further questions or comments? None to be had.
In this first portion of my report, then the final item is the Casablanca Golf Course requirement of funds. The prior date, which was May 19th, the approved estimate was $40,000. The actual amount was $35,103.74. And for the next pay period, which is June 2nd, the total estimation is roughly, again, $40,000.
Move to approve an estimated payroll not to exceed $40,000.
Second.
Motion second, any opposed? Motion carries.
And on that, you know, our payroll's been consistently down for a while. I know we're not paying they're not paying the bonuses, or did they?
They're not
restructure it?
anymore, Commissioner, no.
Is it been restructured, Judge, or what?
On what part?
The management company has restructured the whole bonus and incentives performance payments.
But for what, I'm sorry?
The restructured the bonus, you know, because we were paying.
Oh, yes. Yes.
They're not, they don't seem to be getting the bonus. I just didn't know if they're not hitting the quotas or what, you know.
I'm not sure. It goes up and down. It fluctuates month to month.
They just restructured management, which I believe is Touchstone, restructured their way of doing
Yes.
business.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. You may proceed.
The next item, Judge and Commissioners, is my monthly report for the month of April 2023. In this report, you'll see that our cash at the end of April was $210,067,508.15. Our investment portfolio at the time was $66,083,189.05. Our total portfolio at the end of April was $276,150,697.20. In terms of our bank reconciliations, we have two accounts. One is for the 49th Judicial Equitable Share Program that is still pending. We have some completions from their part in terms of trying to finalize that reconciliation for that one account. And of course, we ran into some issues with the elections office, which, if you recall, we had the same issue last year as well, and it was budgetary issues. So they're going to have to come request money transferred into the line item so that we can complete the reconciliation for the month of March for the elections office. The next slide represents the interest rate of return by financial institutions. You'll see there what our rate of returns are for each one of the financial instruments that we use for investment. And it's not indicated here, but you'll see that with March and April, we've surpassed the $500,000 in investment income. This month for April, our investment income was $617,089. That brings us to a total year end of $3,438,268. The next slide is our investment portfolio summary. You'll see there where the large portions of the investments, have been. We are working with Texpos to try and transfer some of our money, but we do have some caveats that we need to address first with respects to the cash to investment ratio, but we'll bring that at the next meeting for your consideration. In terms of our checks issued reports for the total amounts of checks issued for April, that amount was $17,727,214.91. In terms of our sales tax, we did pretty good once again. You'll see there that the sales tax income for 2023 was $2,379,573. That represents an increase of $261,200 from the previous fiscal year, and that is also $587,906 increase from our proposed budget amount that we had for this fiscal year. In terms of our bingo and mixed beverage tax revenue, you'll see there that for the bingo tax, and again, this is the taxes that, the bingo providers pay directly to the county and the city. That amount was $10,186.64. Our mixed beverage tax continues to go up. Last month in March, it was, I shouldn't say last month, right? In March, it was $58,752.16. This last month in April, it was $67,003.95. That total amount right now, Judge and Commissioners, is $440,389.24. In terms of our rents report, we did receive $7,530.24 in rents, and we paid out $22,734.41.
Can I ask you, on the rents paid, could you just, I know you have it in your report, but for the screen, could you break it down by rents paid for grants or Head Start,
Yes, as a matter of fact.
That affect the general fund.
Yes, I can go ahead and provide that summary at the next meeting.
That'd be a good point.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
Very good point, thank you. That'd be a good breakdown.
In terms of our leases paid, and of course, you'll see here that these are debt service leases that are paid once yearly. We have 16 of those out of the 22. And then we have 6 debt service leases that are paid on a monthly basis. That total monthly payment amount was $41,557.81. And in the actual report, you'll see there all of the leases that are being paid. In permanent school fund, in our next slide, you'll see there that we did receive $207,092.40 in royalties. I just want to make a note. You'll see there on Highway 59, it says Alden Oil and Gas. They have replaced White Oak. So you'll be seeing this royalty instead of, White Oak. You'll see in the actual report the full amount balance, the ending balance as of April 30th, 2023, as indicated in the actual full detailed report, is $3,672,335.05.
I don't know. Oh, it dropped down again.
Well, it's increasing in comparison to what it was before, after the
You
disbursement.
had a good trend starting January when we look at this.
Yeah.
Issues with the gate, right?
Yeah. And then the last item is the Tex-Mex parking lot. You'll see there that for the month of April, we did receive $2,062. We've been historically going through the trends, and what we've noticed is that when there is no jury duty, whether it be in our court system or the federal court system, it seems to die down a little bit.
Makes sense.
We've also had continued issues with our credit card reader. Keep in mind that these issues prompt interruption of services, and it's kind of hard when the company is out of Canada, right? So we're doing our best to ensure that we expedite as much as we possibly can for this. We're looking at other alternatives, maybe an individual credit card processor, so we can, go directly to the customer and they can pay right then and there, instead of them having to call, complain, go to our office, and then have someone from our office, go down there. It is a lot of undertaking, but we're doing the best that we possibly can. And then we also
Thank you for that, by the way.
yeah, of course. And we also have the coupon vouchers that we had for jury duty, and that total amount was $672 for that period. Other than that,
Let me ask real quick, LPG, do you have a mic over there or no? No, okay. So we continue to have issues with the gate, with the card readers and things. Were these the items spec'd by the architect, or were they just, put in a card reader and put in a gate?
We requested proposals from various different organizations, and a committee selected this organization. I guess it was selected because they didn't have very
I
many
guess we got to note it when we do committees that not to, I know everything's made in foreign, but I guess the supplier has to be within the United States, I guess.
I understand.
Yeah, so we can get parts. And then I think part of the scoring needs to be parts readily
Serviceability.
available
Yeah.
or, sourcing.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
and then one last thing, Judge and Commissioners, we are finalizing signage language so that we can put
Yeah, we need lots
signage,
of signage.
yes, absolutely. And I most certainly agree, and that's something that we're trying to, expedite. It should be complete by the end of today, so we can go ahead and start the printing process and work with building maintenance to install the signage.
I guess one last question. In your estimation, with this thing, is it better just to tear off the Band-Aid and replace the machine, the card reader, or are we going to continue to have issues with it?
We just recently replaced the card reader, so we received.
But with the
a
same
brand
card
new-
reader, right?
It's the same system
It's
that,
like he's
yeah.
talking about maybe a different system.
Yeah, it's like taking it out and just replacing the whole machine, with a different,
That would be the most prudent, responsible thing to have
get a
a
study.
local vendor.
At least get a study to be prepared if we.
yeah,
continue having-
find alternatives.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a project that we can work with purchasing to undertake as well.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. That's all I have.
Thank you. Motion to accept report.
Second.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we